Peter. I'm not an expert on this, but I see some possibilities, and I like the ODNA template. One thing with it is that we can see it's just we five people who have done anything, or I have two or three. I put it on more places. Maybe that's the wrong thing to do, and so on. But the cool thing I think with the template is that we get some structured information in here. So we know that we have something on chromosome 9, we know that we have this interval, and we know how big it is. So then we could, if we get this done in a database, show everyone who has something on chromosome 9 and match with Magnus and so on. So it could be useful. I don't know how much you have looked into this other stuff, but it's magic cool. I added this example here with a map. And what they do is that they look for Picasso's all works, return the coordinates, and the coordinates is the position of the maps of the thing, and then they put dots where it is. So if this head of a woman is in New York or where it is, and said again, I'm not an expert, but if you click on this one, then we start doing queries, and they have up here, they have examples. So then we can see, here we have battles. I think that's wrong. Picasso. Here we have location of Picasso's work. So this search, they say default view is map. They tell the label which they define as the work, creative work he has done. Coordinates is geocoordinates. So then we do an execute here, we get this map displayed, and if we look in the table, then we can see that we see all his pieces. And the reason we found it is, I think, because this find all creative works of Pablo Picasso, and Pablo Picasso is 5593. Here I have battle 55. Maybe you can do like this. Yeah, this object is Pablo Picasso, and this object has a lot of things. So I don't know if it's possible, but every person could then be a object, and then you know that he has a date of birth, and the date of birth is in English encyclopedia. Date of death is in an English encyclopedia, also in the Great Soviet Encyclopedia. So they are gathering information. Place of birth, they have taken it from the German Wikipedia. And so on. So I think, and if we start looking into this, if we do like that, so the coordinates used in this one to display on the map, if I understand correct, coming from something called the template coordinate, and this is from the family search template coordinate, and see if it's used somewhere. Here we have, they don't, they don't use it so much, or do they? Here we have. So they have added coordinates for Oregon. It's up here. And if we look at the source, they have, this is the syntax. So they say, please use template chord with the coordinates. And if you have that, then you can click on it. Uh-oh. I think they have a bug. Click on it and you can use Google Maps. And you can find a place. I don't know what place this was. Oregon something. And here we got all the battles. See if we can take some one other example. Largest cities of the world. GPS, maybe that's the coordinate. Coordinates, yes. And then when you execute, it's a bubble chart. So Beijing is the biggest and so on. But if we do it's not supporting the point. It's not supporting a map. I don't know why. Maybe they need to define it in another way. But here you can see the population. And I think also we had a person who is, well, Douglas Adams. And if we execute, no, we can't. Then we get all the attributes of him. So what I feel more and more is that having more templates is that you get the information more structured, and then you could start getting better questions. So it's wrong direction we are doing now when we are adding everything as unstructured data. Here you have ski resorts with coordinates. And then we get the map. Maybe we can click on it. Half Hills in North Dakota. And then we could maybe go to the Wikipedia article. So this is the article. It has the coordinates, and the way it has coordinates is that we have a chord, I think, somewhere. There you have it. So if we start using coordinates, we are using dates. We could have a timeline that could be displayed in a map. And then we could do a search maybe that we're saying that I would like to have everything in this area between 1850 and 1860 or something like that. So that would be magic. Here we have. And I saw some where they had a deaf reason, I think. Here, list of president with cause of death. So that's also an attribute we should have. So then we have Ronald Reagan, Alzheimer deceased, cholera and so on. And then you could maybe group by, can't we? Cause of death. I'm not good on this. No. Then we should then we need to have a number or something like that, I think. Oh, I have to learn this syntax. Here, politicians who died of cancer. So then you check that you are a politician and see how many who died in cancer. We have 663, and here you have different types of cancer. So here you have the cause, and the cause is stomach cancer, and stomach cancer is a part of subclass of gastronomical cancer, and that is a part of common category. And then it's some here we have gastro. So this is the type of cancer. Then you maybe can see it's an oncology, and then it's cancer. I don't know. But the working with structured data opens up a lot of possibilities, is my feeling. And then we could also, when we have information, for example, about list of order by the number of cities with female mayor. I think you had something with number of states. List of country or by the number of the cities? No, that's the same. There we are, 5. How many states border? So then that's also a cool question. That means that you can understand that Tennessee has it has border to 8 more states. So that means that we could, if we classify someone who is living in Tennessee, we could ask Wikipedia for what states it borders to, and do a wider search from that. So that means that we can connect the data, but everything is based upon that we have structured data inside Wikitree, and not just the birth and death. We should have it in the bio section. But this is totally another level of doing genealogy than we do today, when we have just free text. But the possibilities are there, and I think we are not maybe mature, what to say, so that you need to have some skills and so on to do it. Interesting thing is that if we look for this, for example, this edit source here is that they use a enormous amount of templates. Here you can see all the templates on a page. And for example, this is just a category, but here you have digestive system nebulosa. So that's a template, and if we look at it like that, so this is what they had at the bottom. And the interesting thing is that you have, if you go look at this is the normal way we edit things, but they also have a new editor called Visual Editor. Everyone can use it. So this is the way how to edit articles in this tool. So here you have a journal O'Connor. Then I can edit this reference, so you get it in a structured way. Magnus was here. And then I say I would like to use this also here. I think I can. No, that's not the correct. Insert. Wait here. Site. And then we say reuse. Here, Magnus was here. So then I say I reuse this citation. And that means that we at the bottom get, on number 5 get... No, what's number 5? I don't find it right now. So, but this is rather cool to number 5. No, it's number 1. McNamara. Magnus was here. Yeah, I don't find it now. I think I shouldn't save this. And the view history is... No, add it. So it's a lot of possibilities, and as you have seen, I think now that you can see the Wikidata item. So this item has the unique, I haven't learned this yet, unique ID of this. And you can see in different languages you have the same subject. And it's a subclass of this cancer, of disease, of organ system cancer. And the main category, then you use categories. So then maybe we should be able to see category gastro, and if I click on that, then we go to Wikitree. So they build this semantic web using categories, using templates and so on. and they put together information from different sources. So it's enormously interesting. I got it in Swedish. Mm. And for me, DNA research, when we have all those different sources, where in Wikitree I have this relation with Barbro, which is excellent, and we have this common ancestor Persson here. That information is stored in a structured way. And if I look on Jonas Persson, I look on his descendant, we can see that this is the line to me and this is the line to Barbro. So I think if we should do the DNA genealogy, the best way to do this is using templates. But then we need to have a vision, a direction, and I don't think we have that with genealogy using DNA. And things which I can see is interesting. If I go to this person, for example, here I've been a good citizen and done using a template. And as I told you, this information here identifies the book. The first part, this is the image, this is the page 53. So if I take this one and jump over here, we are on a search page in a book for Jonas Persson. Maybe I have it here. Yes, that's the same page. So it's Jonas Persson. He is married to Charlotta Stefansdotter. They have a son, Karl Erik. They have a son, Fredrika. They have a so. So that means that we are on image 60 or page 53, image 54, and as I have added this also in the template, here, that information could be moved on to a database. So that means that everyone who is a DNA match with me, we could do a search. Do they have something in the same book? If they have in the same book, how far away is it from, this is the image 60. Do they have someone also in the same book? Or we have the name here, which is rather unique. It's the parish, and you have the dates here, so that could also be used. And as we have the parish, I have started to connect this person to this page, and this page is connected to Wikipedia, and then you get all the information here with coordinates and so on, so you can map it, and they also have connection to map sources. So if I do like that, we can see this Sparsätra. It's just a small area somewhere down here. There it is. It's a really small area, but all the church books, as you can see here, that is Sparsätra. So we have Sparsätra here, this small area, and then you have all those books from 1700, and every book here has a unique ID. So if I click on this one, you get the unique ID down here. It's from 712. Here you have the military sources and so on. Household records, birth and christening and so on. So that could also be a way to get this in a structured way into the database. But then people with different information sources need to work together. And then we have next to this Sparsätra, maybe we can ask them Wikipedia, which is bordering to this. So Bred is another one, and Simtuna is a third. So if I go over here, Bred, that's the one, the parish. In U, it's Västmanland. And we have all the books there. We have Simtuna. We have all the books here. So it's enormous interesting. And what I start doing here is that I add it, so then we have all a category for all the parishes in Uppsala, which is some administrative unit, and then you have this Bred. And if we're lucky, then we have Edla Josefina, a person who is born here and is somehow related to me. Not. Or maybe she is. So genealogy is really a big advantage if we start using relational data or databases. Is something happening? She's connected to, she's the mother of my mother's, not biological mother. That's the reason. Gustav Arne is not sibling. I'm playing around with this biological stuff. But this is my mother. Yeah. So we have a lot of structure, but we could add even more, much more. And as I am starting now to add categories, Hägersled, which is a part of Sweden. No, I clicked on the wrong one. But if we go out here and see. So Hägersled is this parish. He is part in Hägersled. He is born in Hägersled, and if we go down here, we have the church books. Here we have something. And he was born 1873. Anton Rudolf Ludwig. So he is also DNA related to me. And then we could do a search, people born sharing FTDNA in common with me and who are in this church book. or this parish. And in this parish we have I've done here also that I connect this to Wikipedia, and then we can start using Wikipedia. We have the Wikidata objects here, which is that one, vilket Hägerska socken. Interesting. And here they also have coordinates. They have if they are, but that's not structure, that they have done a mistake. They are part of this härad. They are part of this city. And they are connected to a map, I think, here. So that's another part of Sweden. Here you have Hägersled. And then you can zoom out. These is really small areas. It's crazy, a lot of them. And the plan I had, I don't know what's happening now, is that we should build this with templates. So we get these connections here. My primary was to add information so you could search for pictures and so on. Here you have old portraits. So then you can find people from this small area and see if other people have uploaded data about them. So here I have people, we have 23 photos where everyone has Hägersled as born or lived or something. So that could be an excellent source. But genealogy and data management, or what you say, I think is something we have to start learning. And the big mistake we are doing now, I think, with Wikitree is that we don't see the possibilities. We are using category, then we are arguing if we should have information on the categories or not. What I show here is that if I can add a category here, and that category use a Wikipedia source, then we are connected to Wikidata, because Gustav Adolf Församling here is connected to Wikipedia. Now this is not in English, but maybe we have a Wikidata object here. But they haven't defined the object. It's an instance of parish of the Church of Sweden. Located in. So then you could ask maybe Gothenburg's municipal. Here you have also this share borders with. It's part of Sweden. It has a unique code. So it's magic what we can do, but we have to start thinking in those terms. And I think this training that start, I think next week, is of interest to understand the possibilities.